Alright guys, I made it to the gym. I went home and got my bottle. I'm listening to a video about gold and silver, Robert Kiyosaki's predictions. I'm going to listen to it while I'm working out. I can remember Clear Value Tax made a video like 2 years ago saying he's buying silver. I wonder if he bought it and held it since then. If he did, that was a good call. Never had gold or silver in my stock portfolio. You know, you look at the paper version of it, like I'm just mentioning this if people are buying SLV or GLD. I was listening to Buffett though. I said it on another video where he said like if an alien watched you buy gold, they'd think you were nuts. You dig it up out of the ground, clean it off and bury it for 10 more years. But I guess if it is a fixed or a finite supply, not fixed like Bitcoin, but a finite supply, and it should hold its value. I mean, I guess it's just more one of those things that we've had trust in for centuries, and it's what we've used, so it works. What is up, guys? Brand new day. It's like it's still the same day, but feels like a brand new day. I'm heading back to my house real quick. I gotta go get my laptop so I can get back on the streets and I can start working. I gotta go to Starbucks. A friend of mine from the gym was like, "What do you do at Starbucks, dude?" I was like, "Work on my laptop." He's like, "No, I know." He's like, what do you do? Are you like cashier or like a manager or something?" I was like, "No, dude, I don't work at Starbucks." Because he's like, "Oh," he's like, "You're always saying I gotta go work at Starbucks." I was like, no. He's like, "Dude, I thought you worked at Starbucks this whole time." I was like, no. I was like, no. I was like, "I'm working at Starbucks, like on the laptop." So what do you guys think of silver and gold? Been popping off all year. I was watching videos of this guy saying silver make people a millionaire. You got to be careful though, performance chasing and jumping in on something. I think that everybody has a little bit more conviction though, because they're thinking the dollar's losing its value. The dollar's so weak. 222. Angel numbers. What's it telling us to buy silver now? What if I just follow the numbers every time? You see that house straight in front of me right there? That was owned by a mobster. One of the hitmen. Joe the I can't remember his nickname. John Gotti's hitman. Joe Watts, I think his name was. Oh, Joe the German Watts was his nickname. Yeah, that was his house. Apparently there was bullet holes and stuff in the walls when they sold it. Probably some cash in the drywall somewhere. But yeah, that was John Gotti's hitman owned that. Got a lot of security too still. Look, they have a tennis court in there and stuff. I like to hear the turbos against the wall. These neighbors don't like me. And you know who lives at the end of this? Stephen King. The author, Stephen King. You can't get to his house though. They stop you before you get there. This guy flipped this house and was selling it for $25 million. Where's it at? Oh, up here. But I've been deep diving into silver and like just the supply and demand aspects of silver. And it is interesting, like if you were to, for example, have SLV. So a lot of times guys like Robert Kiyosaki, they'd say like don't buy paper assets when it comes to hard assets. Like don't buy paper silver, paper gold. But I was interested to know the risks of like SLV, for example. It's like a trust that holds physical silver bullions in a vault in London. So when they issue like 50,000 new shares, they have to go get new silver and put it in the vault. So they have the actual physical silver. So my question was, is there ever a chance where the silver spot price doesn't match the ETF? And they were saying like that could happen, but it could happen in a positive way actually for the person holding the ETF. So for example, let's say they can't get more physical silver, then they would stop issuing shares, and then it'd be like a price squeeze, and the price of the shares would increase a lot beyond the price of silver. It would be a premium on the price of the shares. I just found it kind of interesting, you know, because if just look into it, this like how tight the supply of physical silver is right now. So I've had a little physical silver and a little physical gold for over 10 years. And it's not much, but I've just had it, you know, like, and I've given out a lot of it too, actually, because I thought that it'll never go up, because the silver coins I had, I paid more for them because they're the silver eagles than the actual spot price of silver. And it's interesting too, if you look back in history and you look at like rate cuts, you know how we're always like, rate cuts are good for stocks. Like everything's going to skyrocket. Well, usually they're cutting the rates because things are bad. In history, if you go back and look at the charts, when they start cutting the rates, usually stocks are going down in value. And then for some time afterwards, they're going down in value. In history, it seems like the cuts start a little too late. So by the time the cuts start, the stocks are dropping. But once people think that the Fed has cut deeply, like, and cut it enough, and like all monetary policy is loose and there's quantitative easing and the rates are super low, then everything starts to recover. But in the initial phases, I think that stocks drop when the Fed starts cutting. I think stocks rise when we're pricing in the cuts before they happen. Please, nothing I'm saying is financial advice. I'm just literally just talking about ideas and just thinking out loud. It's just fun to discuss all this stuff with a bunch of people that are into the same thing. So this is not financial advice, and please, I'm not even pushing SCHD. As you see, I'm the only guy with no return this whole year. With AI stocks or SCHD, doesn't matter. We need to focus on our jobs. You know what I mean? How we're getting income. Without focusing on that, we're just, it's a losing game. You got to focus on getting your income. I got a guy here. Oh, it looks like he wants to talk to me. Maybe I'll leave the camera on just in case he tries to rob me. How's it going? How you doing? Good. Nice. You like it? I love it. Oh, appreciate it, man. Oh, he ain't robbing me. He ain't robbing me. Oh, that's cool. Oh, how you doing? Good. Nice. Yeah. Busy? Hello. Yeah, what do you do, nails? Yeah, nails. Hello. You do nails? Yeah. You do the nails? Yeah. Man, nice. Got that cash flow coming in. Yeah. Yep. Hey, I'll do nails if it's getting cash flow. You like Porsches? Yeah. Nice. Where are you from? Vietnam? Vietnam. Vietnam, I thought so. Nice, man. Can you buy products there really cheap? Oh, expensive. What? This one is in my country, I think 500,000 something. 500,000 US dollars? Yeah. What, the Porsche? It's a Porsche. They up more. You know, this one is in my. I tell it American, if you buy this one 200,000. Oh, geez. Over there, it's 600,000. When you want a pedicure, you can come you try with us. What, a pedicure? Yeah. All right. Yeah. Try something new? Yeah. Yeah. All right, man. Take it easy. Yeah. Nice meeting you. Hello. All right. This Taylor Swift song is going to get me copyrighted. I got to get in this Starbucks. All right, guys. I just finished working in Starbucks. I've been on my laptop. I was in there for a couple hours, like 3 hours. I'm about to get back in the 911. Well. I was doing a little research on silver and the silver market and the ratio between gold and silver. And basically what the average ratio is between gold and silver, which the average is around 60 to 1. Now, in 2011, when we had like peak silver prices, the ratio was actually 30 to 1. And so I wanted to know, what would the price of silver be if we had that same ratio? So the 60 to 1 ratio would put silver at $70 an ounce. It's about 50 right now. And then the 35 or 30 to 1 would put silver over $100 an ounce, like 130, maybe 140. I don't know if that's even possible. But a lot of these silver bugs, they're saying silver hasn't even started running yet. They're saying silver's just putting on its shoes. So I don't know. I've read things that silver's manipulated because the price of silver is manipulated because they need silver for like solar panels and all kinds of stuff related to technology. Electric vehicles, you need silver. And there's a shortage on silver. I made a little chart on the community post because one person commented, man, I need some group therapy session for SCHD. I'm getting, like, I think he was saying like DGRO and VYM are crushing it. And I made a little chart and like a little post about SCHD because sometimes I feel like I do this too. I forget what the point of SCHD is and why I'm holding it. Because if it's total return you're focused on, which total return is all that really matters, to be honest. But I focus so much on like the growing dividend income or growing cash flow over time that if you're looking at that, SCHD is still doing its job. And it's doing its job better than DGRO or VYM. So I made a little chart, just taking the last 12 months dividend growth rate of all three of those ETFs and the starting yield if you're focused on growing dividend income, like let's say you're in retirement age or that's what you're focused on, SCHD has done its job better than those two. Has a better dividend growth rate, has a higher dividend yield, and we've missed out on all the tech. But I have to say, there could come a time when SCHD's allocation might be exactly what you want. I'm not saying that time is near. The average bull run lasts 5 years and gives you 180+% return. We're nowhere near that yet. So I'm not saying that things are going to change, but I'm just saying that if you focus on the reason why you have SCHD, if you're focused on dividend income growth and owning companies that are not overvalued and that have good financials, high return on equity, good free cash flow margins, and it's a low expense ratio, you don't have to worry about paying a huge fee to have the ETF. It's not too shabby. Hey man, here you go.
Man, what's this car cost? A lot. You know what I'm saying?
I'm still trying to make the payment. I'm telling you, if you're at like a lower level, and all the level I'm describing is just based on material objects that have no meaning anyway. If you think that in your mind, look up hedonic treadmill, because they call it like a rival fallacy. It's like you keep having this goalpost that you set this goalpost, and you're like, once I get there, I'm happy. Once I have this, I know this for a fact. I'm telling you this because I can remember literally saying to one of my best friends, dude, if I had 60 grand a year in my own apartment and a decent car, that's all I need. I would be so set. And I got to that. I had like a decent car. I had the mechanic job. I was making $55,000 a year, my own apartment. And then guess what? No, I want to get a townhouse. I want to get a townhouse in Owings Mills with vaulted ceilings, dude. Look it up, hedonic treadmill. It's a psychological curse. You think that you're going to get to this line and then you're good. That hedonic treadmill thing or the arrival fantasy is so real. You keep moving the goalpost and you'll never get to the thing, because that's not what happiness is. Because all that stuff's external. The true happiness stuff's internal. You know, like your relationship with your family, friends. That's why I like experiences like being able to take a trip with my family, because that becomes part of you. That's like embedded in you. You know what I mean? Like part of your psyche, that experience. I guess driving the Porsches is part of me too. I don't know. Hearing the turbos. It's like, I'm just being real, dude. I'm battling with this stuff myself. You know what I mean? It's in the Bible. Don't try to gain the world and lose your soul. I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm just rambling on and on. I'm on this YouTube now like I'm on the phone with my friend or something. I'm just talking. But nobody's talking back. Maybe I have a problem, like a psychological problem at this point. I don't know. I'll see you guys in the next video. Appreciate you guys watching.
Ooh. All right. Woo. This is light work. Come on, spill the tea.